This is the Sakar Murli of the 15th of December 2025. Essence. Sweet children, you are now learning spiritual drill from the spiritual Father. Through this drill, you will go to the land of liberation, the land of silence. Question. The Father inspires you children to make effort, but which aspect should you remain very strict about? Answer. Before the old world is set on fire, you have to remain very strict about becoming ready by considering yourselves to be souls, staying in remembrance of the Father and claiming your full inheritance. You mustn't fail. When students fail, they repent a great deal because they feel that they have wasted their whole year. Some say, "What does it matter if I haven't studied?" However, you do have to remain very strict. The teacher should not have to say to you, "Too late." Om Shanti. The spiritual Father gives you spiritual children directions in this spiritual school. Or it can be said that he teaches you children drill, just as teachers give directions and teach drill. This spiritual Father also tells you children directly. What does he tell you? Man above. Just as they say, "Attention please," the Father says, Man above. This is like each one of you being merciful to yourself. The Father says, "Children, constantly remember me alone. Become bodiless." Only the spiritual Father teaches you spirits, this spiritual drill. He is the supreme teacher, and you are assistant teachers. You also tell everyone, "Consider yourself to be a soul and remember the Father." May you be soul conscious. This is also the meaning of Man above. He gives directions for the benefit of the children. He himself hasn't studied with anyone. All other teachers learn from someone and then teach others. That one hasn't studied in any school, etc. He only teaches you. He says, "I teach you spirits, spiritual drill." All others teach physical drill to physical children. They have to perform that drill with their physical bodies. Here there is no question of a body. The Father says, "I don't have a body. I simply teach you drill and give you directions." According to the drama plan, he has the part recorded in him of teaching this drill. This service is recorded in him. He just comes to teach drill. You have to change from Tamo Pradhan to Sato Pradhan. This is very easy. You have the ladder in your intellects. You know how you went around the cycle of 84 births and came down. The Father says, "You now have to return home." No one else would say to his followers or students, "O spiritual children, you now have to return home." No one except the spiritual Father can explain this. You children understand that you now have to return home. This world is now Tamo Pradhan. We were the masters of the Sato Pradhan world, and now, having gone around the cycle of 84 births, we have become the masters of the Tamo Pradhan world. There is nothing but sorrow here. The Father is called the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. That is, It is only the one Father who makes Tamopradhan ones Satopradhan. You children understand that you experienced a lot of happiness. You don't remember how you ruled the kingdom, but your aim and objective is in front of you. That is a garden of flowers. We are now changing from thorns into flowers. You would not ask how to develop faith. If you have any doubts, you are led to destruction. When you step away from this school, your study stops. Your status is then destroyed, and there is a great loss. Your status would become very low, even among the subjects. The main thing is to become Satopradhan, worthy of worship, deities. You are not deities now. You Brahmins have now received understanding. Only Brahmins come to the Father and study this drill. Internally you also have happiness. You like this study. These are the versions of God. Although they inserted Sri Krishna's name, you understand that Sri Krishna did not teach this drill. Only the Father teaches this. He is also teaching the Sri Krishna soul, who has become Tamopradhan, while adopting different names and forms. The Father never learns this himself. Everyone else definitely learns from someone or other. That one is the spiritual Father who teaches you. He teaches you, and you then teach others. You have become impure by taking 84 births, and you now have to become pure. For this, remember the spiritual Father. On the path of devotion, you have been singing, O Purifier. Even now, you can go anywhere and see how this is being done. You are Raj Rishis. You can go and travel anywhere. You don't have any bondage. You children have the faith that the unlimited Father has come to serve you. How could the Father take any fees from his children for this study? If a teacher's child is his student, he would teach him for free. That one also teaches you for free. Don't think that you are giving something. Those are not fees. You don't give anything. You are taking a lot in return. People give donations and perform charity because they feel that they will receive the return of that in their next birth. They receive temporary happiness. Although they do receive something in their next birth, they receive it in a birth in which they descend. They continue to come down the ladder. Whatever you do now, it is for going into the ascending stage. People speak about the fruit of karma. Souls receive the fruit of karma. Even Lakshmi and Narayan also received the fruit of their karma. You receive unlimited fruit from the unlimited Father. The other is received indirectly. That is fixed in the drama. This too is in the predestined drama. You know that you will claim your inheritance from the unlimited Father after a cycle. The Father sits here and creates a school for us. That government has worldly schools, where you have been studying in many different ways for half the cycle. The Father is now teaching you in order to remove all your sorrow for 21 births. There it is the kingdom. Everyone there is number-wise, just as all are number-wise here. You have kings, queens, advisors, subjects, etc. This is the old world. There will be very few people in the new world. There will be a lot of happiness there. You are becoming the masters of the world. Emperors and kings have been and gone. People celebrate with so much happiness. However, the Father says, they still have to fall down. Everyone has to fall. The degrees of the deities also gradually decrease. But because the kingdom of Ravan doesn't exist there, there is nothing but happiness there. Here it is the kingdom of Ravan. Just as you ascend, so you also fall down. Souls adopt various names and forms as they descend. According to the drama plan, souls have fallen and become Tamopadan, exactly as they did in the previous cycle. All sorrow begins when they climb onto the pyre of lust. There is now extreme sorrow. There will be extreme happiness. You are Raj Rishis. Theirs is Hatha Yoga. Ask anyone whether they have the knowledge of the Creator or the beginning, middle and end of creation, and they will reply that they don't. Only those who know this can ask others. How could someone who doesn't know this himself ask anyone else? You know that none of the rishis or munis, etc., were Trikaldarshi. The Father is making us Trikaldarshi. This Baba, who was the master of the world, did not have this knowledge. Even in this birth he didn't have this knowledge until the age of 60. Even when the Father came, it was only gradually that he continued to speak a little of this knowledge at a time. Even though the intellects of many develop very firm faith, Maya continues to make them fall. Baba cannot tell you their names, otherwise they could become disheartened. Baba receives all the news. Sometimes they keep bad company. Sometimes they keep the company of someone who has recently married, and there is attraction. They then say that they cannot stay without getting married. Someone who was a good Maharati, who used to go to class every day, and who has even been here to Madhaban several times, was caught by Maya the alligator. Many such cases continue to take place. They aren't married as yet, but Maya has put them in her mouth and is slowly swallowing them. Maya in the form of a woman pulls him. He has fallen into the mouth of the alligator. Then gradually she will completely swallow him. Some make mistakes, or there is mischief caused just on seeing someone. They also understand that they will fall deep into the pit from up above. It would then be said that that child was very good, but that the poor helpless thing is now finished. As soon as he becomes engaged, he dies. The Father constantly writes to the children, "May you constantly stay alive. Make sure that you are not very forcefully attacked by Maya." Some of these things are mentioned in the scriptures. The things of the present are remembered later. You must continue to inspire them to make effort. It shouldn't be that Maya, the alligator, swallows them. Maya catches hold of them in many different ways. The main one is lust, the greatest enemy, of which you have to remain very cautious. You can see how the impure world is becoming pure. There is nothing to be confused about in this. Simply by considering yourselves to be souls and remembering the Father, all your sorrow will be removed. Only the Father is the purifier. This is the power of yoga. The ancient Raja Yoga of Bharat is very well known. They believe that 3,000 years before Christ there was paradise. So there definitely could not have been any other religions. This is such an easy aspect, and yet they don't understand it. You know that the Father has now come once again to establish that kingdom. Shiv Baba also came 5,000 years ago. He must definitely have given the same knowledge that he is giving now. The Father himself says, I come every cycle at the confluence age in an ordinary body to teach you Raja Yoga. You are Raj Rishis. You were not that before. You have been staying with Baba ever since Baba came. You are studying and also doing service. Physical service and subtle service. On the path of devotion too, people do service and also take care of their households. The Father says, devotion has now come to an end, and this knowledge has begun. I come to grant you salvation through this knowledge. It is in your intellects that Baba is purifying you. The Father says, according to the drama, I have come to show you the path. The teacher is teaching you, and your aim and objective is in front of you. This is the highest on high study. He continues to explain to you the things that he explained in the previous cycle. The drama continues to tick away. Everything that happens, second by second, will continue to repeat every 5,000 years. Days continue to pass by. These thoughts don't enter the intellect of anyone else. The golden, silver, copper and iron ages have now gone by, and they will then repeat. The same things that passed in the previous cycle are now passing. Only a few more days remain. Those people speak of hundreds of thousands of years. In comparison to that, you would say that only a few more hours remain. This too is fixed in the drama. When everything is set on fire, people will wake up. At that time it will be too late. Therefore the Father continues to inspire you to make effort. Just sit fully prepared. The teacher shouldn't have to tell you that it is too late. Those who fail repent a great deal. They feel that they have wasted their whole year. Some say, what does it matter if I don't study? You children must remain very strict. I will claim the full inheritance from the Father. Consider yourselves to be souls, and remember the Father. If there is any difficulty about this, you can ask the Father. This is the main thing. The Father also told you 5,000 years ago, constantly remember me alone. I am the purifier. I am the Father of all. Sri Krishna is not the Father of all. You can give this knowledge to the worshippers of Shiva and Sri Krishna. If souls have never become worthy of worship, then no matter how much you beat your head, they won't understand. They are now atheists. Perhaps in the future they may become theists. For instance, someone may get married and fall, and will then come and take this knowledge. However, his inheritance would be very much reduced, because he has the remembrance of someone else in his intellect. It is very difficult to remove that. First there is the remembrance of his wife, and then that of his children. There would be a pull even more to the wife than to his children, because that remembrance has been there for a long time. The children come later. Then there is also the remembrance of friends, relatives and in-laws, and so on. First is the wife who has been the companion for a long time. It is the same here. You say that you have been with the deities for a long time. In that case, you should also say that you have had a great deal of love for Shiv Baba for a long time. He made us pure 5,000 years ago too. He comes and protects us every cycle, and this is why he is called the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. You have to have a very clear line. The Father says, whatever you can see with your eyes, it is to be buried in the graveyard. You are now at the confluence age. The land of immortality is going to come. We are now making effort to become the most elevated human beings. This is the most elevated, auspicious, benevolent confluence age. You can see what is happening in the world outside. The Father has now come. Therefore the old world has to be destroyed. As you make further progress, many will become aware of this. Someone who is changing the world has definitely come. This is that same Mahabharat war. You are becoming very sensible. These things have to be deeply churned. You mustn't waste your breath. You know that with this knowledge every breath becomes worthwhile. Atcha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bapdada. The spiritual Father says Namaste to you spiritual children. Essence for Dharna 1. In order to remain safe from Maya, be very cautious about the company you keep. Keep a very clear line. Don't waste your breath, but make it worthwhile with this knowledge. 2. Whatever time you have available, practice performing spiritual drill and accumulate the power of yoga. Don't create any new bondages now. Blessing. May you claim the degree of a destroyer of obstacles by experiencing being under the Father's canopy of protection, and thereby become an embodiment of experience. When the Father is with you, no one can do anything to you. The experience of his company becomes a canopy of protection. Bapdada always protects his children anyway. Test papers come to make you experienced, and so always think that that paper has come in order for you to progress to the next class. It is with this that you will claim the degree of a destroyer of obstacles and the blessing of being an embodiment of experience for all time. If people now make a little noise or create an obstacle, they will gradually cool down. Slogan: those who become cooperative at a time of need receive multi-million-fold return of one. Avyakt signal: now have the deep concern to become complete and karmatit. Just as it has become easy to perform the actions of seeing, listening and speaking, similarly, experience the stage of becoming karmatit, that is, use your power to pack up, to become one who is beyond any effect of action. One is the stage of being dependent on action, and the other is the karmatit stage, that is, the stage of having authority over actions. So check that the royal activity of yourself, the self-sovereign soul, the conqueror of your physical senses, is working under your orders. Om Shanti.